Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, I am on live on YouTube, Average Black Girl. I'm also on live for Facebook on Danielle Mitchell and in my Facebook membership group, my accountability membership group called Marketing Makes Sense. And you can get me on Danny So Fancy on Instagram. So today I wanted to give you some, holiday cheer, hop on here. And I wanted to chat about what it looks like to be comfortable with being paid for your knowledge. Now, I want to talk about maybe why some people have some issues being comfortable being paid for their knowledge. And then I want to get into some ways that you can get comfortable and some boundaries that you can start having, that you need to start having today after this call so that you can grow and, scale with your business or really make that money that you're looking for. So, what's the first thing? I think that the first thing that we need to discuss on why people don't feel comfortable with being paid for their knowledge. And I think that it's because majority of the time, what we're doing and what people are coming to us for is easy for us, right? It's not a lot of effort that you have to give to really exude and live abundantly in whatever it is that you're doing, right? And so for me and for a lot of people, when people come to me all the time for marketing questions or questions about different tools, like for me, I'm a nerd. I like to nerd out. I like to learn tech stuff. Like that's my jam. I really enjoy learning technology. I really enjoy teaching it to other people as well. That is what differentiates me. That is what is my jam, because there's always going to be something new and I'm going to abundantly and with full speed go at it, learn it, and then be able to teach it to other people. That is my superpower or whatever. And we all have different superpowers. Think about what people come to you at work for. Think about what your family and friends come to you and always ask you about. Think about what are some of the tools and things that you've actually learned this year. Maybe it's mindset, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's sewing, maybe it's styling, maybe it's a new tool. It all works. It all works. Here, let me push this here so I'm pretty much looking at the same place. There we go. So it all works for everybody, right? And that's just as simple. Maybe you really learned and know about nail care or non-toxic items. Whatever it is, you have that superpower. But now I want you to change that mindset and start charging for it, or start figuring out how there is something that you're getting a value for it. I say charging because that's the currency that pays bills, right? At the end of the day, you can do so much trade and bartering, but at the first of the month, you got to pay bills. You got to pay money, coinage, right? And so I really want us to get into that mindset. Now, granted, I'm not saying that there's always a situation, but for me personally, I have some really, really, really great friends. And so for some situations, people come and they'll ask questions and I'll freely give, sure. But now there are some situations where there are some people that I see and they're always kind of asking, but then they're paying another marketer for work, or they're paying another designer for work, or whatever that looks like. But they're coming to me for questions. That's a boundary that then I need to exude and say, okay, next time I buy a tool or next time I buy something, I'm not going to give you the password, or I'm not going to give you freely whatever, because you don't have a problem paying someone else. You don't have a problem shouting out somebody else. You don't have a problem doing all those things. So you want to make sure that there are boundaries. And it just could be like, again, they started working with another person, but then if they're asking you questions, you got to do it as well. And I will be mindful about all of those things, right? Hey, Jessica, good morning. Thank you. A little Christmas cheer today. So I would be mindful about that. I think that we get into a situation where sometimes people don't mind asking for free advice, right? They don't mind it. And in fact, there's nothing wrong with that. That's great for them. That's what they've been taught to. Yes, get as much as you can for free. Negotiate, do all those things, but you don't have to budge if you don't want to. You don't have to give information if you don't want to. You don't. You can keep it as like, well, we're just going to have friendly conversation and I'm going to keep you as a friend zone. And if you want to support, then yeah, I have lots of friends that pay for my services, that support me. And when they give a little bit, I don't mind going above and beyond. And then I have some that will never pay for a service, but will also ask what's going on and stuff. And that's when you have to be firm. I would even go as far as when you're talking to people that are your contractors. I have contractors that ask me about things that I don't pay them for, but they see like the decisions and where I'm going. And I have to be like, you're asking a business question that's going to make money for another client, for yourself. So that's the consultation. So you can book a consultation and we can go through that. We can go through all this stuff. I don't mind giving you the information, but this isn't like a, hey, quick question. How do you do this? It's a firm no. It's a firm no, because at the end of the day, they're coming to you because they want to make money off of whatever answer you're giving them. So why is there an issue, or why do you feel like you can't give or charge upfront and get your money for the solution, right? And I'm going to tell you why. It's because you feel that because it comes so easy to you, that is not a big deal. And I'm telling you, it is. It is a big deal. See, for me, I'm one of those people, I do not mind paying for a course, investing in a program, investing in a consultation, or whatever that looks like, if it's going to be a situation where I'm going to benefit from it. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'd rather get the information, get the knowledge, and move on and start getting results. So I'm in a place where I know that I don't have a problem paying for people. So I need to now be in a situation where I am comfortable having people pay or getting that monetary value back, getting that barter back. How do you charge? Do you charge for initial consultation? How do you limit the amount of gems you drop service? This is from Leah Castleberry. So I do, and I go back and forth, right? And it really is, at first, it was based off of my mindset. So if I was in a good mood, I would make my consultations free. If I wasn't, or if I wanted to kind of filter out, then I would pay them. Now I'm a firm believer in paying, unless somebody asks a question. And then I have another link that I could send them that I use for existing clients that I'll send to them if I want to. So basically, boundaries, I think, are not all a like hard yes, like these are my boundaries and I don't move for anyone. Definitely gauge it. If it's an organization or someone that is literally, we've been talking for a minute and now they're just trying to figure out what services and move to the next moment, that doesn't need to be a discovery call or a paid discovery call. But if person is coming from out of nowhere and I don't know them from Adam, or they've been asking questions but they have never bought, then yes, I charge, and I do for it right now, 15-minute discovery call for $15. And I don't mind going over. In fact, I've gone over like 45 to 45 minutes before. I don't mind because I've already gotten some money. And so what you want to do is you want to filter those people that don't want to pay you at all, because their $15 is going to be that barrier of entry. You also don't want to feel bad for giving the gems. I don't feel bad anymore if I go over and beyond, because at least I got some money. I'm fine with it. I'm okay with it. It's not a big deal for me. Also, for me, there's a cutoff, right? So 15 minutes, it's not a strict cutoff for me, depending on where we're going, but I'd like to limit it at 30 minutes. At 30 minutes, I'm cutting it off and I'm asking questions like, so where do you want to be? And things like that. But for discovery calls, and if they're coming and asking a question and they have questions that they just want to be answered, fine. I will give you the solution. You want to know how to find designers? I'll help you. You want to know how to upload your book to Amazon? I can give you step by step. That's fine. Not a big deal. But majority of the people, you want to ask or use your discovery call as a filter to make sure that whatever it is that they want to do, can you do it? That's what the discovery call is for. It's not a pick your brain. I have that. A pick your brain situation is for 90 minutes and you can ask me anything. We will go through it. But discovery call is like, hey, I'm not sure what course or what program or what consultation or platform or program that I need to work with you. I'm not sure. So let me get clear. Or I think I want to do this. Like for me, I had a client that we're going to, I think, start working and everything on Friday. But we were talking about the different things that she wanted. And I was clear, I can help you with 2 of those 3 things. That third one is not my specialty. And that's not something that I do. So it's super, super, super easy and clear for me to determine, is this a good fit? And then what's the program? And then I'm also able to discuss money. Like, so do you need payment plans? Are you trying to, how many? When do you want to get started? You know, I'm talking to close. So we're already talking about what's your weekly cadence? When does that work for you? When do you want to get started? How many payment plans? I'm sending you an invoice right now. Like, I'm doing all that while I'm on the call so that it's pretty much done. And you can filter that, but then you don't feel bad about giving information, because it was one lady. So she was really nice and really sweet. And the pandemic had just started and she found my business on Google, Google business, whatever. And so she was asking questions and, you know, she was just asking so many questions. And at the end of the day, she didn't have a budget for any program. She just really wanted knowledge. And that is the last time that I had a free discovery call, because I felt like I gave so much and she didn't pay for anything. She didn't buy my dollar freebie, nothing. And I was like, okay, never again. For those people, if you don't have money to pay, then grab a live, hop on live, go to YouTube, look at my previous recordings, go to my blogs, go to my, like, there's ways for you to find information for free if you want that free gem. But I don't make money by giving just free stuff. That's what this is for. The lives, because it's building my awareness, it's making me get more comfortable in being that subject matter expert, and it's pushing me out of my comfort zone. So it's a benefit, it's a win-win situation. But after this, I have things that I need to do. I have clients, I got websites I got to finish, people asking for some stuff. And so if it's not money generating business, then I don't need to do that. And that's just a thing, right? Another way that people do it, if you want that free consultation, is you need to filter your leads, right? So what does filtering your leads look like? Filtering your leads is when they can fill out an assessment, or they can fill out a quiz, or they can do an application. And from there, they're able to determine what's their investment budget for whatever. And they are filling that out. And if they say 0, then they don't even get a call, because based off of their answers, they don't qualify to work with you. But if they say, oh, my budget's $100, okay, cool. Then you can go into that free call knowing what they're looking for, knowing a little bit about them, and then knowing how you're going to guide it. So I've seen it 2 ways. One, you can just charge and you can filter out the people that don't have any intention on paying you. And then 2, you can do an application or a form or a survey or something like that to what we call qualifying your leads. Then you determine which ones get the second step and they get the link, then the email to book with you. And then you're kind of in control. So either or, those help. So now that we've talked about qualifying our leads and, you know, why we don't do it is because it comes so easy for us and we just want to help everybody and blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you that what you want to start doing is then you want to start practicing that, right? I know that majority of us have DMs that are of people asking questions or of people wanting to get filtered into your situation. So go through your DMs and start responding to people and saying, "Hey, this is my link." If you don't have a link, get a link. Use either Acuity Scheduling or Calendly. Those are the two that I suggest. Those are the two that I've used. Calendly is Black owned. And then I've been using Acuity for a very long time. So either one is great. And you can fix it where people can pay and then schedule. You can fix it where people have to fill out a form on these situations, like in this platform, and then they can schedule. So you can do all of those things with these tools. Like, it doesn't have to be super tedious. It doesn't have to be super long, but you want to be organized. I have people that kind of book me, and then I'm sending the link. And sometimes it doesn't go through, and that's okay. Those people were never going to pay anyway. They were never going to pay. That's the beauty of it, right? Once you understand, it's not that you are offended, right? Stop taking everything so personal. Oh my God, they had the nerve to DM me, but I sent them my link and they didn't pay. They were never going to pay. So your boundaries in this system is not stopping the people that were never going to pay from approaching you or for asking you questions or for doing any of those things. What it's doing is it's stopping them from making it to step 2. Your boundaries are protecting you from wasting your time with people that are not ready to buy. Now, you can call them warm leads. You can call them whatever. And that's when you start being strategic. You start figuring out, okay, I'm going to have a challenge once a month or every other month to build up my list and get new people together. I'm going to go live and direct people to my email list, which, if you guys are interested, please click the link in bio and sign up to my email list. We have lots of goodies and get the first to know and all types of stuff in there. Or you can go ahead and grab at the AboveAverageStore.com my $1 freebie, pretty much, Legion, which is how to make money with marketing, which breaks down the 6 steps to create digital products and then to go ahead and grow and sell with them and market. So both are really, really, really great. I love them both, and I'm excited for you guys to check it out and let me know how it is. But that's something that you can do. Those are all what we call filtering and setting these boundaries. And honestly, it transcends to every area of your life. When you think about having these same boundaries within dating, right? It doesn't really stop bad people or people that don't have any intentions of doing anything with you from going to the next level, but correct and healthy checks and balances allow for the people that don't have any good intentions from ever making it to the next level with you. That's all it is, right? And then you stop taking things so personal when things don't work out. And you also kind of lean into and stand firm in like what works for you, what are the boundaries, what are your standards. So it all works. So then we want to start getting comfortable with charging, right? So products and things like that can be a certain price, because once you have done it, you kind of set it and forget it and just spend the rest of your day selling and pushing things out and things like that. But with the consulting, that's you and your time, that's you and your experiences, that's you being specific to a customer and saying, based off of your programs, based off of what you got going on, based off of everything, these are the things that I think you need for you. Do you hear me? Like, that is going to help people one-on-one. I know for me, I don't really need any more courses or programs right now. I need to dive into what I already bought and really push forward in that. I know I needed to have a mindset shift about money, and that happened to me through the different programs that I've purchased. through working on it every day, through going through the things that I've done and pushing forward. That's something that is for me. That's something that I had to work on. That was my aha moment. And then you start understanding just how valuable you are, just how valuable whatever it is that you're doing it is. When you can command a room, when you can have people stop what they're doing to listen to you, when you are able to show your successes and that you are selling, that you are being profitable, that people are looking towards you, that's when you know that you need to start charging and be consistent. And that's how your friends can actually support you, because you're giving all this free information and they're taking it and then paying the next person so they can see what's different, versus you being intentional in what you're doing. See, we have to be comfortable in charging our worth. We have to, hey, Brittany, we have to be comfortable in charging our worth. Same thing for Brittany. I've actually paid for Brittany's services. I don't come and ask, hey, can I get this? I pay for services because I understand the value of somebody's worth. And she's able to charge because she understands the value of her worth. And we can still be friends with having money going between the two. That's an easy situation, right? Now, granted, there's other things that we do that is like outside of that, but I'm just letting you know that it happens and it's consistent. And the more, once you change that mind shift, you will find other people that don't mind paying their friends. That's how we talk about the black dollar circulating, things like that. That's how it happens. Granted, it's not BS, it's actually real stuff, right? For those people, that's who I value more. I value more that way. That's my 2 cents. That's how I feel. So we've been chatting on here for 20 minutes. I want to keep going with my last way. And that is, a lot of people get so caught up on what they should charge. So caught up on what they should charge. And I'm just going to tell you, do what you think is right. There's so many people that are like, well, I should do this or I should do that, and I don't know. And then you get into that paralyzing syndrome where you don't do anything. And I'm telling you, don't do that. That is the last thing that you want to do. Please do something. You can always raise your prices. You can always come up with something that is a premium and then something that's lower. You can always come back and relaunch. But what you can't do is get back the time that you didn't do anything and the experience that you have to learn. You have to do it so that you can learn. That's it. Other than that, all you're doing is taking information and you're taking notes, and it's in theory. And theory is different than real life. Once you do something, you can practice it, you can observe it, you can see, is this working? Is this not working? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? What's happening? But you're just sitting on the sidelines watching everybody get their feet wet, watching everybody grow, watching everybody scale, watching everybody make these new connections, and you're just still sitting there like, I'm not ready. And then when you launch, finally, you get less than 5 sales because you haven't built up momentum. You haven't built up brand loyalty. You haven't built up consistency. You haven't built up know, like, and trust. You haven't built up any of those things that transcend to making sales. You haven't built up anything that transcends to scalability. But you've watched everybody else, or you shout out your coach or your consultant or whatever more than you shout out yourself. At the end of the day, it's a mindset shift. At the end of the day, it's something that we need to work on as a whole. But at the end of the day, if you're seeing this and you're like, oh my gosh, this is me, I'm happy to be the one to definitely help you with this. But I'm telling you, get comfortable with charging. Get comfortable with having boundaries. Get comfortable with having friends that keep coming and coming and coming and say, hey, I love you as a friend. I value you in my life, but I'm moving forward no longer going to give you X amount of advice for free. You can give your family and friends discount if you want to or whatever, but before we move forward, I need a PayPal notification. Before we move forward, I need an invoice paid. Before we move forward, whatever that looks like. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, so I'm going to end. It's 9 o'clock and I want to get my day started. Got my little to-do list and yes, it's going to be productive. But I wanted to hop on here and I will see you guys tomorrow at 8 a.m. Bye.